Okay, in the last video, we added one record. In this video, we want to add a bunch of records. And it's pretty much the same process. It's just slightly different. So we're going to start out, I've commented this out, but we need this insert into line. So we'll go ahead and copy and paste that into here. And this stays the same because we're doing the same thing. We're adding into users, we're adding name, email, and age, same three placeholders, right? So we're good to go there. Now, in the last video, we just did this, we created one record, right? And it was John Economy, and 40. So now we want to create lots of records. So I'm just going to call this records. And what we need to do here is we need to create an array. And this is just a Python array. And if you're familiar with Python arrays, that's great. An array is just a list of things, basically. Actually, in Python, they call them lists. They don't call them arrays. I'm thinking of Ruby. All right, every other programming language in the world calls arrays arrays. In Python, they call them lists. So we need to create a list, and that list has to be made up of different items, and each item will be a tuple. And a tuple is like a list, it's just slightly different. The main difference is that they're in these parentheses instead of brackets. So we need to add as many of these as we want. So let's add, I don't know, 3 or 4. Yeah, let's add 4. Let's get crazy, right? So inside of here, we just put, just like we just did with John, we just put whatever we want. So let's go Tim, right? Tim is at tim@tim.com. And Tim's age is 32. That's it, right? So if we want to add Mary at mary.com, very sophisticated. Mary is 21. Okay. And let's see, who else? Steve, comma, Steve at Steve, mix it up a little, .com. And Steve is 57. And finally, who do we want? Let's put Tina. Tina, how's Tina doing? Tina is at Tina at something else.com. And Tina is what? 19? 29? 29, right? Go ahead and save that. Now, just like before, we need to commit this. So I'm just going to copy the same thing here. And we also need our cursor. We need to execute the cursor. Now, in the last video, we added one record, right? We executed one. In this video, we're adding many records. So we need to execute many, right? So that's the first change. Next, like in the last video, we start out by identifying our insert SQL command right here. And then we tell it what we want to add in. We're not adding records, we're not adding record 1, we're adding records, right? So go ahead and save that. And fingers crossed it works. Okay, nothing happened. So let's pull up our MySQL Workbench and come up here and just hit the little lightning bolt and see if it updates, and boom, it does. Tim, Mary, Steve, Tina, and look at the user IDs. They're auto-incrementing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very, very cool. Ages are listed there. Awesome. Now, I'm going to talk about how to change data from a Python program, programmatically. But, like I said earlier, if you see an error here, like Steve is not 57, he's actually 56, you can change it from right in here. Just come up here, change it. Come down here, hit apply, finish, come up here and hit the little lightning bolt again to refresh it. And wait, did that change? Can't remember what it was before. Was it 57? Let's put it at 55 and see again. I don't remember that one. 55. Must have been 57 earlier. It's been a long day. So, just keep that in mind. Now, you're not going to want to do that. I mean, it's kind of cheating, but you can in a pinch if you need to just fix something really quickly. And like I said, I'm going to show you later on how to do this from, an actual Python program. But yeah, that's how we insert many things from the program. This is how you just add like your own information from a program. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we'll talk about data types. I promised we'd talk about that earlier, but we really need to talk about it real quickly. It's not that tricky. I just need to point you in the right direction and tell you a couple of things about it, and then we'll be good to go. And then we'll get back into learning cool Python database stuff. So that'll be in the next video.